Well, it won't be long now before thousands of Canadian kids head off to summer camp. All those outdoor activities, including swimming, rock climbing, archery, and paddling, are all kind of hard to do with a cell phone in your hand. But believe it or not, parents are sending kids off to camp with phones in tow, prompting more camps to now ban them altogether. Chris Thurber is a child psychologist and experienced camper. He joins us from Boston this morning. Good to talk to you.
Good morning, Marci.
I have to say, this is one of those stories that has everybody talking and everybody weighing in. You've weighed in big time on this. You've been a camper for years. You're a psychologist, as you said. And you say, you know, it's all about unplugging the digital umbilical cord. Explain.
It really is. Look, camps were founded in North America a century and a half ago by progressive educators with a premise that these four factors of community living, away from home, in a beautiful natural setting with a recreational premise would accelerate young people's development. And indeed it does. We have wonderful data to support that conventional wisdom. So we know this is the way that camps are powerful. And if we, as parents, send kids to camp with cell phones, we're undermining one of the key factors here, and that is that it's community living away from home. So absolutely, at camps, we need to unplug. Camps all have an emergency action plan, and if it's a full summer camp, 7 or 8 weeks, a scheduled phone call or two, that's fine. But as an antidote to homesickness or as a routine way of connecting with home, it's absolutely antithetical to the key mission of camps, which is to give kids some ownership over this experience and let them develop some self-reliance.
Yeah, and parents have a huge role in this, don't they, Chris? Because the message is getting out to them. Camps are serving notice. They're telling parents why, but some parents aren't listening and going to extreme lengths.
Right, they are. You mentioned in the lead-in the sort of urban myth of the parent who's sewing the cell phone inside a teddy bear. That may have only happened once or twice. What happens much more commonly is that parents will send kids to camp with 2 cell phones, one to turn in as a ruse and the other to keep. And again, that sends a terrible message to the kids themselves that rules are not important or the mission of the camp is trivial. And indeed, you know, if you want your children to have an experience that's identical to the other 10 or 11 months of the year, then I guess you could go ahead and send them anywhere with a cell phone. But, you know, camps are a powerful countercultural force. They always have been. This is expressly designed to be an experience that is supposed to be different from what they experience the rest of the year. And if we want them to develop their social skills, if we want them to become more independent, if we want them to be self-reliant adults who are, you know, creative and connect and make contributions to industry and so forth when they're older, then we need to start when they're young, giving them a chance to have their own experience, and that begins by unplugging at camp.
Yeah, there are those parents who say, you know, this is the first camping experience for my little Becky or my little Bobby, and what if they feel unsafe, and what if they get homesick? They should be able to connect right away.
Well, it's normal for parents to be asking this question about how will my son or daughter adjust. But as I say in my book, The Summer Camp Handbook, it's important that children have practice time away from home. This is the way to prepare them, not by sending them to camp with this digital umbilical of a mobile device, but rather give them a weekend at a friend's house or grandparent's house without parents there, so that they get a little practice how to cope when they are away from home. And this is actually how to build up to an overnight camp experience.
Great to talk to you, Chris. Thanks so much for coming on.
Wonderful to talk to you, Marci. Have a great day.
You too. Up next on, oh, you wanted to say something.
I just can't believe that parents would actually send 2 cell phones.
Yeah. Turn this one in, Bobby.
Unbelievable.
And this one you keep. Nice message. Coming up next.